Hey all, hope you all are good. Welcome back. In today's video, we are going to discuss about hooks in Airflow. So what are Airflow hooks and what are the use case of Airflow hooks with an example we will see in this video. So let's begin. So Airflow hooks provide a standardized way to interact with external systems within Airflow. So they basically encapsulate the connection logic and operation for various systems such as database, cloud storage, APIs, and many more. So what are its use cases? So it allows the connectivity to various database operation performing SQL queries, executing stored procedure, and transferring the data between database. Then comes it enables us to with cloud service integration such as AWS, Google, or Azure. Then it allows us for API interaction, communicating with external APIs. Then it's helpful in performing file operation such as reading and writing the files in various formats and others. So there are few example of hooks that are mentioned here. First is SQLite hook that enables to connect with SQLite database. Then comes MySQL hook for working with MySQL database. Postgres hooks uh, for interacting with Postgres SQL database. HTTP hook for making HTTP requests to APIs. Then comes SFTP hook for interacting with various remote servers via SFTP protocol. Then comes the SSH hook for executing the commands on remote server. Let's first set up the Postgres hook connection to see the live example for hooks. So by default Postgres hook will not be available. So you need to install that hook using pip install Apache Airflow providers Postgres. So after installing this hook, we will see the connection type Postgres in the connection, and then we need to provide various connection details such as host, database, port, schema, username and password for the connection to set up. So let's see from our example. So first what we need to do, we need to install this library. So using this command you can install your Postgres hook libraries. Then after this library installation, okay, you can list all your libraries installed using piplist command. So here you can see this library is being present here. Now what we need to do, we need to go to list connection and we will need to create a new connection. So as I told earlier, after the library installation, connection type Postgre will be visible here. So what I will be doing, I will be creating a connection and provide the first I will provide the connection ID, what we will say with connection name. Okay, then I will provide the local host, host that is localhost. Okay, then I will be providing the database. So I have a one database setup, so let me provide the name, which is MyDB. Then I will provide my login and password, and then port. So Postgres basically runs on 5432. Then you also provide the description. Okay, and I don't think any other information is required. So host is localhost. Okay, then at last you need to click on save. So if you search here, okay, your connection will be created with name Postgres localhost, that the name I provided. Here comes the type, then comes the description, then comes the basically the what you say is the host, then comes the port, and other details such as is encrypted or is extras encrypted. Okay, so by default it's all false. Okay, now as a prerequisite, you need to have Postgres and PG admin installed for better visualization. So I've created two tables in which with name, population detail, and I have this data being populated here. Now let's see the DAG. If we go to this DAG, okay, I have a DAG named demo Postgres. Okay, so you can import the hook using airflow.hook .postgres hook, import postgres hook. Then I have created the DAG with this DAG name, and we will code this function. And then what I am doing, I am calling this DAG, or you can say the function, with Python operator and passing the function name. So let's basically code our DAG first. Okay, so let me open this. Okay, so first I will be setting setting the Postgres hook. Okay, so let me code it. So here we will be using Postgres hook. Okay, and provide the Postgres connection ID. Okay, so let me provide it. Okay, and you need to provide the same name as mentioned. So it will be localhost. So this Postgres con ID will be the same as you have defined in your uh, Airflow connection. Okay, so I provided the name, and then I need to provide my schema. Schema will be, so this table is being present in my DB schema, so I provided a detail. Okay, then I will provide the set up the connection to it. Okay, so let me code it. Okay, dot get connection. So by this you are setting up the connection to the source. You can say connection to the source table. Okay, similarly let me create a connection for my destination table as well. So I will give the name as destination. Okay, okay, and that I will be setting up the cursor one by one for each. Okay, and then I will similarly do for destination. So by this function what I am doing, I am just copying my data from one table to other. Okay, now let's execute our query that we have defined above. Okay, so using cursor, okay, we will execute our query. Okay, and we will then use the fetch all. So dot fetch all. So using this method we can fetch all the records from our table. Okay, so what we will do, now we will be using execute values to bring the required data in this format. Okay, here we will provide the destination cursor. Okay, and what we will do, we will just use the insert command, insert into we will provide the table name. Okay, so the table name is this. Okay, so let's see if this table is empty. Yeah, so you can see this table is empty. So after running this DAG, this table should be populated. Okay, so what I will do, insert into table name, then provide the values. Okay, comma, and then we will provide the records. So what we are doing, we are just copying the data from population detail to population details backup. Okay, then what we will do, we will do the commit. So after the commit, okay, your what you say, what data will the query will run, and the committing will take place. Okay, then we will close the connection. So you can close the connection using source cursor dot close, and let's to close the connection for destination as well. Okay, okay, so let's first save it. So what I have done, I basically defined a query. Okay, then created a source hook, okay, of type Postgres hook. Okay, then pass the Postgres connection ID, and we have provided the same name as defined uh, in Airflow connection. Okay, then I've set you fetch the connection details using dot getCon method. Similarly, I have defined for destination hook. Okay, then I've created a cursor. Okay, then I fetched the detail using source cursor dot execute query. Okay, and then fetched all the data using fetch all method. Then what I've done, I've inserted the details to table population detail backup. Okay, and let's just save and copy this file. Okay, okay, let's see if our data is being updated in our Airflow UI. So let's open Airflow UI and click on refresh. So when the scheduler will parse our DAG will get updated. So you can see now our DAG is updated. So let's execute our DAG. Okay, you can see the execution of our DAG is started, and it's now executed with green status. So let's see if our data is being populated in this table or not. Earlier the data was not present with zero record. Now let's execute. So here you can see as data is being populated to a new table. So in this video we have seen how we can set up a connection to Postgres hook by installing this library, then setting the connection to Postgres and running our DAG. So hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned.